looks like
You're
it.
live. Awesome.
So yeah, we just wanted to go live. We're give it a couple seconds, see if anybody actually joins us for this live broadcast. But we're at Overland Expo. It's day 2. It's Saturday. We've just been kind of walking around and filming little trinkets and gadgets and just kind of looking at stuff that we think is cool and talking to people that we're interested in their product. We actually saw a couple more trailers today. We just kind of hanging out, enjoying the scenery, and having a lot of fun. Just wanted to keep you guys updated, let you know what we're doing. We got a lot of requests for people who are asking for very specific things, and we want to try to get the very specific things, but there's just so much stuff here, and we're actually having a hard time figuring out a way to film all this and put it into categories, or just try to figure out how we can bring the content that you guys want. We haven't even been to the motorcycle section yet. Sorry about that. We've been more interested in some of the other stuff, but
We don't really know motorcycles, so it's kind of hard to talk about motorcycles. We can say something looks cool, but we don't know in terms of like actually being able to use something. We're not sure if we're able to use it.
yeah, I mean, it doesn't really make much sense to just kind of point a camera at something that we don't know anything about. Braxton's,
Sorry, set my camera down.
we don't want to like just go over and talk to the motorcycle guys when we don't know anything about it, and just point a camera at it and say, hey, here's the motorcycles. So sorry about that. We'll go take a look at them, but we can't really speak on them too much. But just keep the comments coming. And did we see Jake? Yeah, actually, we just saw him on the back of a motorcycle over here. We went over into his Jeep. We're actually going to swing over there in a little bit and see if we can catch him, talk to him a little bit.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
we don't have that much service, so that's why we're like in the food court. We can't really see much. I guess we're not in like the cool part. I guess we are, but we can't really move around much. We have to connect to their Wi-Fi here. This is the only spot that we can have decent Wi-Fi.
Yeah, the cellular service has been terrible. We actually had a really hard time uploading the video that popped up today. It took all night and all day today to try to get that figured out. We had to drive to McDonald's again, so we're doing that for you. We're trying to get everything up as quickly as possible. We know that we're pretty much the only ones that are doing like on the spot videos of the day of, and we're the only ones doing anything overlanding related that's daily upload. So keep all the comments coming, keep all the subscriptions coming, tell your friends, tell everybody. We're really enjoying the positive feedback and all that stuff. Temperature day and night, it's about 75 to 80 right now, but the sun is
hot.
it's hot. I guess higher elevation or whatever, and at night it's been dropping down to upper 30s. So we've been having
Drastic change.
yeah, it's a big swing every day, but if it's nice. It's kind of cool to be like in the heat all day and then have the temperature drop and be cool at night and bundled up and all that stuff. We've been running our heater for Roscoe to make sure that he stays warm. He's been shivering, but yeah, it's been cool. It's great weather, really dry. That's the thing, is like no moisture at all. No dew in the morning. No. It's super dry, super dusty. So yeah.
The one thing I would want to say about this expo is that there's a lot of stuff here. It's a lot of cool stuff, but it's, I've asked people like, oh, what makes your trailer unique? And people are like, what makes my trailer unique? There's a lot of products that are very similar, and they're priced all over the place. There's a lot of gizmos and gadgets and stuff, and there's only a few stuff here that we really feel like that we need. Other than that, a lot of this stuff is just like...
Yeah, it's a lot of the same stuff. I mean, there's nothing really super innovative here. Now, I won't say nothing super innovative. There's some really cool stuff that I didn't think of that is definitely something we could add to our repertoire as far as like our trip or our future trips and stuff like that. But it's a lot of the same thing over and over again, just different labels and different tents, and just, walking up to people and asking what makes their stuff different when they kind of hesitate and they don't know what to say. I mean, is it anything like that special? Coolest gadget? I don't know, man. We did see a thing today that I think I'm gonna end up buying. It's a Nagline. Is that how you pronounce it? Nagline water bottle.
Clear plastic water bottle.
But it's got a pump on it, so you can actually like create pressure, and it's got 3 different spray settings, so you can like shoot a steady stream or like a shower stream. And you guys said that if you fill up a bottle with hot water, you could totally take a shower on 1 foot water, which is basically the same thing we're doing with the road shower. The road shower hasn't been that great for us. It's a lot of work. You got to always keep it pressurized. You got to take the air compressor out. You got to hook the hose up, and you got to set your tent up and all this stuff. It's a really cool way to like just kind of take a quick shower, maybe before bed or whatever. So that's a cool gadget. Something I didn't think of. I don't know if there's like, you got one like a cool gadget?
No, I mean the only other product that I can think of. Actually, I bought underwear. If you were watching our pre-trip vlogs, I was talking about if there's any Overland underwear, and if there's underwear, because I mean that's something, we're not taking showers every single day, so underwear that can hold up and be breathable and not smell. And we found there's only one guy selling underwear that we found, and I bought a pair, and I'm gonna review them.
Yeah,
and
he's
see.
actually gonna test it out. He's gonna wear that pair for the rest of the trip, and we're gonna review that. And I'm gonna let you know. Smell-o-vision, since it's not invented, you're gonna know exactly how bad this guy smells by that time. Maybe he won't. Who knows?
Maybe they're good. But other than that, a lot of stuff here is a lot of clean new vehicles with trailers and rooftop tents. That's
and snorkels and steel bumpers and all the same stuff. It's not a whole lot of personality to like the different builds. So when people say, "Oh, I want to see more builds of this or more builds of that," like it's all the same stuff, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we're all buying the same gear, whether you're not or you're using it's what's most important. We had some conversations with people that were using different kinds of boxes on top, which we thought that was cool, and solar setups and stuff. Just kind of picking people's brains and having conversations with people and networking and meeting people and stuff. And it's been a good day for that. And we've seen some really cool stuff. It's just, it's hard to just compress everything into one thing. You saw today's upload was almost an hour long, and that was just on trailers. So I mean, if we wanted to do like a video of just Land Cruisers, we could easily do an hour-long video of that. We could do an hour-long video of rooftop tents. We could probably do a 3-hour video on rooftop tents. There's so many different brands and so many different things, and they're really essentially all the same. Are they going to hold up? What do they cost? And what's your warranty like? How do you service your customers? That's what we're trying to find out.
So there's really only so much that we can show, because a lot of it's durability. That's what we want to know on these products, and you can't tell how durable a thing is going to be unless you actually use it. Something may seem very flimsy, but it can be durable. One thing can seem very durable, but can break on the first day. So we're filming things as we go. If we see something that's cool, we'll be like, oh hey, this is what this is. It seems cool. Or if something's stupid, we'll even say like, okay, I'm not going to use that. That's just ridiculous. But it's cool being here. But
yeah, I mean, considering it was an unplanned trip, like when we first decided to do this Trans-America Trail, like it was kind of on the radar, but we didn't really have a reason to go. But as the channel starts to do better and better, and we get more followers and stuff like that, and Aaron and his crew kind of invited us to come. We felt more of an obligation to kind of show up and see what it's all about. We'll come back. You know what I mean? It's not something I'm gonna be like, oh, I'll never come back again. But it's a lot of the same stuff. But it's cool to meet people that you see on YouTube, and Overland Journal is kind of right behind us, and it's cool to meet those guys and just kind of pick brains and talk Overland. So that's been good.
One thing that we are going to show is what I've noticed in this world, in the Overland Expo. It just seems like overlanding is unobtainable, because you have the trailers, the rooftop tents, you have all this expensive equipment, which you do not necessarily need. And since we're on a campground, we're gonna walk around and we're gonna talk to some people about their rigs and what they're doing that is more obtainable. Like I saw a guy that had a lowrider.
Yeah, it was almost like a lowrider S10 like Chevy pickup truck, and he just had his own kind of like tarp pop-up tent kind of thing. And we totally want to talk to that guy, because even with our setup, like it's super budget friendly. I want to put the cost of everything that I spent up online someday, so at least you can kind of pick and choose, see what we found useful, figure out how much it costs. But overall, you don't need a lot of money to just get in your vehicle and go. And so far, we haven't even really been to anywhere that's like, if you got a 4x4, you can get up there. I mean, we're not banging the Jeep around on rocks or crazy, or you need crazy suspension systems and all that stuff. If you can weave through the trees and you got enough stuff to keep you going, sustain yourself for a week or two, then just do it. You know what I mean? Get out there and just actually like go overlanding. You don't need all this fancy crap that everybody's selling.
Yep, and that's what we want to show. That's kind of the thing that we want to show here. It's nice seeing all the nice stuff, but it's just unnecessary.
Yeah, we don't want to get sucked into being like, hey, let me hear your sales pitch, which is kind of, we've kind of ran into that a couple times today, and it's just, okay, cool.
They're meant to sell us stuff.
Yeah, I mean, guy really tried really hard to sell us a toilet today. It was a cardboard pop-out thing. It's cool, but it's like, I mean, I already got a solution, so do we need that stuff? I mean, it'd be cool to have it, but if you pack it away and you never use it, what's the point? And there's a lot of that here. You know what I mean? There's a lot of stuff like that.
There's a lot of gizmos and gadgets that you do not need. There's other ways you can work around it. You don't need it. You can just go out and go.
Is the rooftop seat? Then this is a question that keeps coming up, and we've mentioned that we were thinking about buying a rooftop tent. We're saying this in jest, really, because we feel like a rooftop tent's like the Orlando starter kit. Like you feel like you need a rooftop tent. You don't need a rooftop tent. We're camping on a ground tent, and that allows me to put 6 Plano boxes on top where I have clothing, my kitchen gear, we have extra blankets, we have our bathroom set up, it has our hose, our toilet seat, like our towels, our shampoo, all that crap. All that stuff that we wouldn't be able to fit that on the roof of the Jeep without, if we had a rooftop tent. And then the back is totally filled up with storage with our sleeping bags and our cooler and all that stuff. So is the rooftop tent worth the extra storage space? No. There's a guy here running a rooftop tent with us on the Raptor, and it takes him about 15 minutes to set up, and it takes us about 10-15 minutes to set up our ground tent. And yeah, it takes a little more time to like put the cots out, put the sleeping bags out, and you know, breakdown is about a half hour too. So
It's not worth
the
it.
convenience. Yeah, it's a little bit faster. If time is an issue, sure, maybe get a rooftop tent if you don't need to carry a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
We have 2 people and a dog, and we have the production stuff, and we have like all this gear, and we haven't really been able to find anything that we would be able to get rid of for next time to make the load a little lighter. I would say no. The rooftop tent, the cost, $3,000 rooftop tent, not worth it. If you can get a rooftop tent for $1,200 and it's durable, I paid $550 for my ground tent. Yeah, maybe then it's worth it, but I don't know what we would do with the extra stuff. We'd have to pulling a trailer, and then you could put the rooftop tent on top of your trailer, and it gets into the whole point. It's like, when is enough enough? Like, how much stuff do you need to bring?
The best thing to know of what you need is going out and doing it. You can't. I would not buy everything and just think you need it, because you don't know what you need. You don't know what you're going to use. By us actually being out here, we realize what we actually need, and we see like, okay, we don't need a rooftop tent. You're welcome. We don't need a rooftop tent because, or we can't use a rooftop tent because of space. We need the extra space, so we got to make sacrifices to do certain other things. So the best advice that I can give anybody is just go out and do it. Honestly, a lot of people, they'll just grab a sleeping bag and just go and do it. You'll be like, okay, that was kind of cold. How can I get a little bit warmer? You just keep building on and on from there. Yes, it does suck that Brandon's gone camping a couple times. I've only went with him once, and then we're just like, oh, we're going on a 6-week trip. So, but I don't sleep with a cot anymore. I just like my space, but you figure things out as you go. So you don't want to be spending a whole bunch of money on just a bunch of garbage and that you're never going to use because it looks cool or whatever.
Yeah, definitely don't fall into the hype of like, I need a rooftop tent because you see so many of them. I get it. They have their advantages, and if you have a pickup bed and you have the room for storage in the back of the pickup, you have a Tacoma or whatever, and you have a roof rack that can hold a rooftop tent, or a Ford F-150 or anything like that, get the rooftop tent, sure, because you have the space for it and you have all that extra storage space. But for us in a Jeep, we don't have the room for it, so it doesn't make sense for us. And we are figuring out what we need and what we don't need. And the next trip, we'll tune things down. And luckily, we didn't spend a lot of money to get out here, so that's the key. Is like, don't go crazy with gear before you actually get to try it out. Spend 2 days camping, and then spend 5 days camping, and then spend 2 weeks camping if you can. Get that amount of time off. Just keep extending how long you stay out there, and even go off grid, for a few days. Figure out what you need because you're off grid. Stuff like that. I have an InReach because I went off grid. My wife lost her mind, and because she couldn't get in touch with me, so I bought an InReach. Before that, I didn't think I needed one, but I realized that I do need one. So it's just stuff like that. Just kind of test your own setup, let your setup grow organically, and just buy what you need. If you find you have the budget and you have the room for rooftop tent, totally get one.
Yeah. Somebody asked if old people are overlanding or younger people. It's a lot of the rooftop tent and all of these campers kind of thing. That's like in the RV. The RV world is kind of coming. It's like blending to where people don't necessarily want a huge RV or driving that around, but they want something smaller. Maybe they have a truck. Okay, well, I can just put a tent on top. So it's like, it kind of has that RV feel, or even like a trailer. Is it worth the trip? I wanted to go, but after seeing how many people and rethink of the whole trip.
I would say that it's worth coming. I don't know if it's worth the. I don't know if
the Expo or the Transamerica
I think
Trail?
they're talking about they're seeing so many people. I didn't see a lot of people on the trail. I guess I'm assuming you're talking about the Expo.
You meet new people.
The camping situation sucks. Mm-hmm. You're really crammed in, and the whole point of overlanding is like get out of the way of people and away from society. At least that's why I go. So yeah, Expo. Totally worth going if you want to see some cool stuff. There's a lot of cool people here. I haven't met any like a-holes, you know what I mean? Like, everybody seems to have the same mind frame, and everybody's here for the right reasons, and for that, yeah, definitely come. make it part of an extended trip would be my suggestion, is like go off-roading leading up to Expo, or go off-roading leaving Expo, and you'll have a way better time.
Yeah.
And I would think that next year if we come back, we're gonna go camp like in BLM land or National Forest, and somewhere 15-20 minutes away. Camping here and being crammed in with a lot of people is really annoying.
Yeah.
You can't get up when you want to get up. People are already up at 5 a.m. talking, chattering, cooking, and it's really hard to catch sleep if that's what you want to do.
Yeah, last night there was a guy, I think, sleep yelling. All I hear is, ah! Ah!
Yeah.
And it was loud.
Yeah, so you won't have to deal with that in the middle of the woods, and plus, I mean, that's the whole reason you're going, right? It's the whole reason is the adventure. It's to get out there exploring.
Yeah.
Camera connection setup.
Hold on. How do I?
I think I was asking what you're using for the chat.
Oh
right
yes.
now.
Well, this guy. I'm curious about how well your portable internet deals work, and I also wonder how long it takes to upload an hour-long video. It's been a struggle because we have the AT&T Mobility, and it works off a 4G connection, and where we're going, there's a lot of times where we don't have a connection at all. So we've probably done, how many videos would you say we've uploaded at McDonald's?
4, I think, at this point. The connection for 15-20 minute video, we can get that uploaded in about a half an hour on McDonald's.
Yeah.
If we're using the mobile and we have a really strong connection,
It's about an hour.
yeah, it's about an hour. If you're not moving, if you're moving, the connection cuts in and out,
Yeah.
and it kind of messes up with YouTube, and it's kind of a pain in the ass. But so far, it's been pretty good. It's working great for the tablet. So when I'm browsing the internet or using navigation and stuff like that, and we have a good signal, it's flying with that. But uploads, it's hit or miss.
We would much rather have a better thing if there is another thing. I know that people have like Wi-Fi extenders, but like we said, you just got to go out and do it and try it and figure it out. And so
Yeah.
maybe for the next trips, we'll try to figure something else out.
Yeah, Forest Road 300. Yeah, we were on that. That's a really cool route. It got really tight in certain spots, but that was cool.
What camera connection setup are you using right now for the stream? This is just right off my iPhone, and I'm connected to their Wi-Fi. There's a food court and there's Wi-Fi that they gave out. So that's the only way that we were able to do this, because we can't even text or call each other out here.
Yeah, I've been having a hard time even like sending text messages to my wife through iMessage, because I realized on day. But so yeah, I guess we can wrap this up.
You're still asking. The hiker
course,
trailer
Rim
looks
Road.
great, and the owner seems solid. Yeah.
Yeah, he was a cool dude, and great trailers for a good price. Again, don't know how durable they are. He sells more road trailers than he does off-road trailers.
Yeah.
That
That's
seems
the
to be
market.
the meat of his market, but
It's the RV market.
for the price, like everything else that we compared his stuff to was real similar and way more expensive. I mean, like you saw the Moose built guys, $61,000 for an off-road trailer. Like
They look nice, but that's $60,000 for a thing on 2 wheels that doesn't power itself or drive
are the
itself.
facilities adequate for this amount of people? Yeah.
Yeah.
The porta potties get cleaned out multiple times a day. They're actually driving around with water trucks to spray water on the roads to keep the dust down. They've been doing a good job with that. I haven't felt like it's overcrowded or anything. Maybe as far as camping, it's a little tight as far as how close we are camping to each other, but we got there early, so we kind of picked our first spot. We were the first ones in the campground, and so everybody piled in around us, and then they started opening up all these other areas, and now everybody's kind of more spread out. So, but facilities wise, yeah, I mean, there's no showers here. There's like a pump bucket thing. Somebody kind of explained it to me. One of the guys we're running with actually went to a campground, paid for a campsite just to use the showers, the place we were camping at a few days ago. So
Yeah, and I did use the porta potty today, and if you watched when we were in the middle of nowhere, I talked about how one of my biggest fears is to be poop splattered, and
he got splattered.
yeah, I was thinking about just jumping right in, like just to conquer my fear and just jump all in and get it over with.
Oh man, and I got a tick. I think I have what is a tick bite right in the crack of my ass. So the struggle's still real.
Teton X trailer looks legit from their Instagram, but didn't see it in your video. Yeah, the reason is because there's so many trailers and rooftop tents and so many things here. It was hard to cover it all. I think the next time that we come here, I'm gonna focus on more of like the independent, not known trailers, because like if you, the ones that have the higher social media, you're gonna be able to see all of that stuff. I want to see the mom and pop shops, the people that are like, yeah, I own my shop. I like talking to the owner, personally, the owner, because
they're passionate about what they're selling, and they can actually tell you like what's better about their stuff. And like you said, there's no reason for us to report stuff that you can easily go to their website and find out all about, like you know, again, we're having a hard time figuring out how we can like put the right content in when there's so much stuff going on and make it interesting and make sure that it's telling you guys about stuff that you actually didn't know you wanted to know about. Where's Roscoe?
Whoops.
Roscoe is back in the Jeep, sitting in the shade over by the Performance Plus booth with the guys because we're just walking around and he's getting super excited. There's so many dogs here that he's just losing his mind. He hates being tied up and not being able to like sniff every dog here. So yeah, he's back with the crew and he's in the shade and he's hydrated and he's doing good.
By far the best coverage of the event. This is the only coverage of the
Right.
event because
Right.
we're uploading the day of. You guys can keep it up. Yeah, I mean, I would like to cover it better, but it is exhausting just doing it, both of us, and just being in the sun. So we're doing it as best as we can. We've decided to just walk around. Like we kind of, in the beginning, I was like, let's get everything,
Yeah.
which is nice because the brands can be like, oh, that's cool. But we're just walking around like, oh, that's another light bar. Oh, that's another this and that. Oh, that's another rooftop tent. Oh, that's another this. Like we're just finding stuff that we find that's cool. And there really isn't that much stuff. I mean, it's
Yeah, no,
cool
it's not too
looking.
bad. You can see everything in a day easily. And if you're looking to buy something and you want to see what it looks like in action, or
Yeah.
you want to see what it looks like set up, this is a great place to do that. Especially with all the different brands. If you want to do brand comparisons, you want to buy a rooftop tent, you want to see how big it is, and you want to crawl up into it and stuff, this is the place to come do that with
Yep.
multiple brands at the same time. So for that, it's great.
Yeah, and then they also have the day, if you buy it the day of or during the expo, they do have discounts.
Yep.
Actually,
Pretty good discounts.
Yeah, pretty good discounts.
Everybody's pretty good, nice chunks, 15-20% of their stuff. So
Yeah.
that adds up when you're buying something really expensive like a tent.
Yep. So we're gonna close this, but we're gonna walk around a little bit. We're gonna see how much we can show. We can't go
Yep.
that way because there's music playing and we'll have copyright issues. So we're gonna go this way. I'm gonna flip the camera. We are very proud of that. Oh, my back.
We'll try to see if we can make it all the way back over to Jake's Jeep. Everybody wants to see I Am Jake.
Okay, let's go. Oh, what's this on the what's on the corner over here? What booth is this? Did you bought all your hat from?
Oh, Expedition Overland? Yeah, Expedition Overland has a really cool tent set up and they've got all their rigs out. They actually have another rig over by the guys that built all those cases. For,
Goose Gear? Is it
Goose Gear, yeah. So they got the one truck that they use for all the filming production stuff, like all the cameras and chargers and stuff like that is over at Goose Gear's booth, but the rest of them over here, including the new Tundra. I guess we could try to...
Sorry for the wind.
We could try to walk through there.
Hold on. I just gotta switch because I gotta block the wind from the mic.
Okay. I'll just go.
Okay.
We're gonna wander outside for you.
We're walking around. Get a live tour. Oh, there's a scuttle. My phone's at 20%. All right, whatever. We're ending it. Sorry. Keep cutting.
See you guys soon.